I spent years complaining about my 9 to 5, and that 9 to 5 was truly the tool that I needed to build the life that I have now. I paid off $80,000 in student loan debt. I saved 6 months of living expenses. I built a $250,000 stock investment portfolio, and I purchased my first home, which is now making me money. And I still live my best life in the midst of all of it. And so, as someone who has been laid off twice, okay, I will never encourage you to just put all your hopes and dreams into these companies, but you have to learn how to use the money, that consistent income that they're giving you, to create your own options and your own freedom with it, okay? And that's what we're going to talk about on this video. So if you're new here or returning, hey girl, hey, my name is Joshlyn, and I am the founder of Maximize Money, where I teach women how to invest their first $100 in the stock market and build long-term financial freedom on their terms. And as I mentioned, a lot of flack is going towards these companies, and rightfully so. Again, these layoffs haven't slowed down, but while you have that consistent income, I want to help you think about it differently and start using it differently. I'm going to give you my exact playbook of what I did with mine so that you don't have no guessing to do, okay? So the number one thing that I realized is that my job is not just meant to pay my bills. It's not just meant to buy all the things that I want, to go to happy hours and take all the trips. Yes, I'm going to do all that. Let's be clear, because this is not an either or channel. This is a yes and. Yes, you can build wealth and enjoy your life. Yes, you can take a trip and buy a home. Like, we do all the things over here, baby, okay? But I started to, number one, look at my job, look at that 9 to 5 paycheck as a tool. It's not just something that's just paying my bills. It's not just something that I'm just expecting to get every single month. Because as I mentioned, I got laid off twice. I've been laid off 2 separate times over the last 5 years, okay? So I don't put my hopes and dreams in the company, but I've learned to assign my money a responsibility. That's what it looks like to look at your job as a tool. So I was, for a long time, the girl who just let the money come in, pay my bills, do a little this, do a little that, but I never knew truly what was coming in and what was going out. I knew it was coming in. I didn't know what was going out, and that's why I'm a huge fan of tracking your money. I have something called a spending plan, okay? I put all my expenses on there. A lot of times we have these spending plans, you know, formerly known as a budget, and we just put the fixed expenses, meaning your rent, your mortgage, your car note, but you don't put the random Starbucks run. You don't put the bag that you happen to get after work one day. You know, you don't put those small little things or some big things that are a little more fun because you just don't want to, or you forget, or you don't have a template. And that's why I provide mine for free. So again, my free spending plan template is built for you. And what I want you to do with it is basically like use it and set aside 1 hour every single month and have something what I call is a money day. And so I still do this. Even though I'm currently laid off, my money looks different now, but it was so much easier to do this when I had my 9 to 5 because the money was coming in consistently, okay? I knew when I was getting paid. I knew how much I was getting paid. And so what I would do is literally just plug in all of my expenses. And again, nothing left out. I don't care if it was $1. Put it on there. And I created it with the zero-based budget mindset. What that means is that every dollar that you have coming in is accounted for, because that helps you to understand, okay, how much am I spending on groceries, which is variable, meaning it could change month to month, week to week. How much am I spending on hair, nails? Like, we need to see a full 360 of everything that's going on with our money so that we can make better decisions. That's how you find out how I can save more. That's how you start paying down debt. Again, I paid off $80,000 in student loan debt with my 9 to 5, okay? I saved 6 months of living expenses because, again, at that point, I had already been laid off once, okay? In 2020, y'all wasn't gonna catch me slipping again. So as soon as I got a new job, I started saving first. I started paying myself first, as they say, which means that before you pay any bills, before you do anything, you put money in your savings account, specifically a high-yield savings account. And if you've never heard of that, I'll pop a video on the screen about why I love them. Essentially, it's a savings account. It's free. It's a free savings account that pays you to save. So often we have savings accounts at Bank of America and Wells Fargo, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they're often attached to our checking accounts, and you probably find yourself moving money in and out more easily because everything is interconnected, and they don't pay you, okay? The pay comes in the form of an APY, which stands for annual percentage yield. And essentially what that is interest that they pay you for putting money in this savings account and not touching it. Okay, now if you need to touch it for something, touch it, but it shouldn't just be for you to get your nails done and your hair done. It should be saving for a rainy day, like right now it's raining, like a layoff that you didn't know was coming, or taking a sabbatical from your job, or saving for a big trip, like having some type of goal attached to it, even if it's just maintaining your livelihood if something changes in your career or your business, is what I did. So I had 2 savings accounts. One was my emergency savings. Again, lay it off once. I'm not going to be caught slipping. I need to make sure my life does not change drastically if I lose my job. And lo and behold, in 2025, I got laid off again. Completely different company. But then I had an experiences high yield savings account as well, because I like to travel. Like, I like beautiful life experiences, okay? I might not buy a lot of bags and shoes, but I'm going to take a trip, okay? I'm going to go to a concert. I'm going to do the things. That's what I assign value to. So the spending plan helps you to assign value to the things that matter in your life, and then your money starts to adjust based on that. So you have your savings built into that savings account. You have investing. You have paying down debt, so that it's easier to say, okay, I've decided that I can pay $200 every single paycheck towards my debt, or I can save $200 every, like whatever that number is going to look different for everybody because we all have different expenses and income. But if you're not tracking your money, you're never going to reach any kind of goals that you have. So you might look up 5 years later, you still haven't paid off the debt because you don't have a plan to do it. And this was something I needed to hear in my 20s when I was just wasting money. And I realized that I had worked for almost 10 years, couldn't afford my own apartment, couldn't afford my own home. Fast forward, obviously now it's over 10 years later, I'm in my home. I've paid down all my debt. I have my savings. I have my investments, but I had to look at my habits and my routines and recognize that if I don't change these things, it's never going to change. I'm never going to get a home. I'm never going to be this financially free woman that I deserve to be. So I had to get serious about my money, and I didn't obsess over it, but I was like, I have to just be more intentional. So that's what the spending plan helps you do. And if you want a copy of mine, it's free. Comment spending plan below and I will send it to you. But again, I still use it. I pre-populated a lot of this stuff so you don't have to sit there and kind of guess. And there's also some fillable areas as well for things that aren't covered. But it's super easy, y'all. I believe in making things simple, okay? It shouldn't take you longer than 60 minutes. Pour you some wine, listen to a little music, and make it, romanticize it, as the girlies love to do everything around here. So that is comment spending plan, and I'll send it to you. The second thing that I did with my money is, with my 9-to-5 check, is I started creating passive income. So I started with the tool, looking at my money as a tool, and that was essentially paying down the debt, building a financial foundation, learning how to save, okay? Because I was saving after the fact, not before. And I was like, okay, now that I've paid off the debt, I'm saving enough, but I increased that over time as well. I need to think about how my money can grow outside of this job because, again, at that point, I had already been laid off once. And I was like, I don't want to be caught slipping again. I can't put my life in the hands of this employer. Now, am I going to use y'all the way y'all using me? Absolutely. But what does it look like for me to create income outside of my job? And it not necessarily be a business, something passive, I was reading about all these real estate investors, people investing in the stock market, and how it was creating passive income for them. And I'm like, well, I need a piece of that. Some money that's going to hit my account that I ain't got to work for. Yeah, that's what I want. I want more passive income. And the 2 ways that, again, were super prevalent at the time when I was on my financial kind of independence journey, which I'm still am, but it was much more aggressive after I paid off the debt, was investing in the stock market, number 1, and investing in real estate. So I purchased my first home. I rented out to traveling nurses, so they helped me pay down the mortgage, okay? But it's investing in the stock market that really changed the game for me, because that is money that is coming to my account. Well, not my account, but it's growing my investment portfolio, and I don't have to work for it. Just because I decided to invest my money, I now have a net worth, meaning that I'm worth something. I used to have a negative net worth, meaning I didn't have nothing but student loans, no house, no nothing. It was negative for the majority of my life, baby. But now I have a positive net worth. We love that for us. And I had to credit investing, and obviously my home, because the home is an asset, but it's investing in the stock market that I love. And that's literally what my whole business is about, because I want more women to start investing, and not just your 401k, because again, that's attached to a company. Yes, we do 401ks around here, okay? A lot of my $250,000 stock portfolio is because of 401ks at my former companies. But we should be investing outside of our jobs as well, because what you don't recognize about 401k is that when it's time to take that money out, you're going to be taxed on it. Is that a bad thing? No, okay? Because we want the company matches, meaning, I'm sure if you have a 401k, you know what that means. But we also want to diversify our income. We want to create passive income through investing that nobody can take from you. And that's something you can do. When you open your own account outside of your job, like a Roth IRA, a traditional IRA, even a brokerage account, that money is yours. No matter what's happening, it's your Social Security. Like, it's your money to invest how you want to invest. And with a lot of our 401ks, they're great, but they're often limited with what you can invest in. You probably don't even know what's in your 401k. Comment below if you know what's in your 401k. Let me know what that is in the comments. I would love to hear, because for me, for a long time, I had no idea what was in there, because I'm like, why would I even look? I don't even understand how to break it down. And I was like, I am making excuses for myself, number one. And number two, I need to become more hands-on. So if they are using my money to invest, I need to know what the heck they invested in. And then I started again, learning from other people that were millionaires, multimillionaires from investing. And I was like, well, that's what I want, because that money is just constantly coming to them. They ain't gotta work. Now, you see the stories of these people like, oh, I retired early. And I said, well, that's what I want. So what do I need to do? And investing was the common thread. And so what I don't want you to do is feel like, okay, I have to invest thousands of dollars. Like, I gotta become this stock market expert. Actually, no. I have my program, my signature program. It's called the Invest Your First $100 VIP experience. It's a one-on-one experience with you and I, where we do 4 things primarily. 1, we open your first investment account outside of your company. So it's usually a Roth IRA, traditional IRA. This is self-directed, meaning you make all the decisions for this money, not me. I help you make the decisions, but it's your account. 2 is you fund that account, because again, people just open it and they look at it as like a savings account. Like, no, we about to be investing, baby. But before we invest, we need to understand what to look for and how the stock market works. So I help you understand how to research companies, how to research investments, to define the beginner-friendly options for you, so that you know exactly what you're buying and why. I always tell my money girls, which are my clients, if you can't explain to me what you're investing in one sentence, you shouldn't be investing in it. So we don't do all the cryptocurrency. We don't do trading. We don't do none of that, because no, we're investing for the long term, so that we can have passive income for the rest of our lives. So that's not something you want to rush into, So I'll give you my simple research framework that you can apply over and over. And then again, we invest that first $100 together. But it is your account, your decisions, your money, okay? I'm just the bridge. I help you get started. Because for so many women, they're afraid. The girlies that I've worked with, they say, I don't know what to invest in. I know I should be investing. I don't want to make the wrong decisions. I don't want to open the wrong accounts. I don't even know where to start. And that is why my VIP experience is a game changer, okay? I've helped 19 women alone this year invest their first $100 through that simple process that I walk you through. And I want to help you do the same. So I don't want you to just be watching all these videos and consuming all the content and telling me you're going to start investing. You have $100, baby. You spend it on Amazon, you spend it at brunch, you spend it on your hair, you spend it at happy hour. And again, this is a yes and channel. So I'm not telling you not to do those things, but you can do those things and build financial freedom for yourself that no job, no business, no man can take away from you. So that's why I'm so passionate about helping more women start investing, because a lot of us are making pretty good money and it's not growing. You have to work, and we don't want to have to work for the rest of our lives. And the only way to do that is to start investing and putting your money in different avenues where it can grow without you physically having to be present. And that's what investing in the stock market has done for me. Honestly, the fact that I've been able to focus solely on my business right now is because of investing and saving intentionally with my 9-to-5. So again, if you are, sitting on the sidelines knowing that you want to start investing, but you're afraid, you don't know where to start, you don't know what to do, that's why I'm here, baby. Click the link in the description to learn more and book your VIP session. Again, $100. I'm not asking you to give over your whole paycheck. You can decide on the amount that you want to invest, but for most of my girls, they start with 100, and I'm going to give you a framework so that you continue to increase that over time and that you understand what you're putting your money in. You don't just invest that $100 and never do it again. You have to invest it consistently. That can be monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, whatever your pay schedule is, but most of us get paid once a month at least. So like it needs to be just like you pay bills, you're paying into your future self with investing, with saving, with just being more intentional with your money. So again, that's linked in the description. And then the last thing that my 9 to 5 helped me do was create my own options. So we talked about saving, investing, managing your money, doing all the things. But right now, as I mentioned, I'm currently laid off and I'm 100% focused on my business right now, which is crazy to say, but that's been my focus since January. But like, I would have not felt comfortable doing that if number one, I hadn't been building the business on the side. Like I was working my 9 to 5 and evenings and weekends, I was building maximize money, you know? And again, my home is also an option because I knew before I even bought the home that I knew I wanted to buy it in a certain area because I wanted to be able to rent it out to traveling nurses, which means I needed to be near some hospitals. And the whole plan was in motion before I even bought the house. And it's been such a blessing to have amazing tenants that take care of the place. And that's also helping me pay down the mortgage, which is increasing what? My net worth. Okay, so all things connect. And the more you get more intentional with your money, again, because people were like, oh, I'm never going to be able to buy a home. If you feel that way, then you won't. But I already knew I wanted a home. Number one, I wanted to have an asset. This asset is making me money. Number two, I just wanted to have the freedom that came with home ownership that just didn't come with living in an apartment for the rest of my life. And no shade, I've lived in many apartments and home ownership is not for everybody, okay? But my business, being able to focus solely on my business because of what I discussed earlier, which was using my money, my check as a tool, and two, creating passive income with that check, has allowed me to build these options that I have now as a homeowner now, you know, landlord, and two, as a business owner that's pursuing her business full time for the first time in years. You know, I'm literally a full-time founder and it's scary. I ain't gonna hold you, it's pretty ghetto, but I'm so happy to have my financial stability. That way, if the business doesn't take off, and by the grace of God, it has, like, I'm so grateful to see where I am now versus what I didn't even know what life was going to look like in December 2025, November 2025 when I got laid off. But like, I have the freedom to go after the things that I want to do with my business. I've made money, more money this year in my business than I have all those years I was building it on the side, you know? Now, I'm not telling you to quit your job. Absolutely not. I already told you how I use my 9 to 5 to build a $250,000 stock portfolio, but really how I use my 9 to 5 to build my dream life, you know? And this is currently a version of my dream life, being able to get paid to do what I love, which is help more women start investing, help more women build their dream lives with the income they already have. To know that I have built my own dream life and my own stability makes it easier. So I'm never going to tell you to rush and quit your job, baby. I'm actually going to tell you to stay on for as long as you need to and use it and make sure you can sustain your life if the job disappears or if you decide to take a sabbatical. Like, just making sure you have the money to do that will allow you to show up better in your business, show up better on your sabbatical than trying to rush a sabbatical or rush a full-time founder life and you don't even have your money right. Like, as a money coach, and I may not be yours right now, but as your money bestie, I would never tell you to do that. Please stop listening to these people online telling you to quit your job. They are crazy. Do not do that. Unless that job is literally stressing you out, you still need a plan for how you're going to maintain your life, okay? A lot of y'all letting these companies stress you out and you don't need to do. You need to be rethinking of how this job is going to help you create your dream life so that when you leave, you can leave and be comfortable, okay? So I say all that to say, if you're interested in investing and you want to invest your first $100 with me and my VIP experience, click the link in the description and I'd love to hear from you. What is one step you can take today with your 9 to 5 to help you build this dream life, to build your life that you've been praying about and journaling about? I'd love to hear from you. in the comment section below. And if you like these type of conversations, be sure to like, comment, share the video with somebody you also be complaining about jobs with, probably a happy hour every Friday like I used to do. Share this video with them. Please like, comment, subscribe. Again, all the engagement really helps more women to see this type of content. And I do want to build my channel and my community here on YouTube. So every little nudge helps. And if you like this type of conversation and you want to continue the conversation, let's watch the next video on the screen that pops up, and I will see you over there.